absolute presence in the paint. If he gets in that key, if he gets a good pick and he finds that gap, he doesn't need a second chance to score.
All right, we're underway. No quarter given between these sides as ever. And immediately it's Australia on the attack. Shaun Norris, one of their big players who's got some terrific stats already in this event. And he looks to get the early points on the board for his side. Been impressive throughout this event, Shaun Norris?
Yeah, well, USA have actually met Australia before in this tournament. He got 15 points, shooting over 50%, which is always good. And he's also good on moving the ball around, finding the open man to get that option open for the next 2 points.
Indeed, America, knowing that they've already been, I wouldn't say outclassed, but they had quite a big score of 65-49 put on them by this Australian side. Booming throw into the paint. Brad NESS, the man in the mix.
Yeah, as you see, he just got bumped by, just stroked Jim Waller's shoulder there on his way up as he tried to tilt to get the shot free. He's sandwiched now.
Trayvon Jennifer, the American number 8, paying a lot of attention to him, and the United States will come away. Steven Serio, one of their impressive players in previous games, looking for an opening. Inside the paint is the big number 9.
Great drive from Serio and dish off to Waller for the first 2 points of the game.
William Waller's the man. Plays his basketball for the Cleveland Cavs in Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States. Here comes NESS again. I tell you what, he's a big old unit.
Yeah. Once he gets that ball up top, he's got and he's against a guard. He's not got much challenge and usually gets the 2 points.
What can America do about some of the big-name players like Justin EVESON? We can see their number 4 and the big number 15 who just scored. What is their game plan going to be?
I think they have to get on Australia early. I don't think the full court pressure is the option. I think they have to get them on the halfway like they do now, push them out wide.
Pressure them further up the court.
Yeah, force that outside shot. That's what they want. It's a low percentage shot, and they've got a good outside shooter in Justin EVESON. But if you get a hand to that shot, it's always difficult.
Okay, 4-2, United States lead, but Australia immediately on the attack. It's the big man NESS again with his second basket of the day for Australia.
Very confident start from big Brad NESS. You can see him getting into double figures in this game quite easily.
I came across Brad NESS and Justin EVESON in the village a few days ago. They're big men, I've got to say.
Yeah.
We're looking up to them. I think NESS is one of the biggest players I've seen in this event.
Yeah, let's just say you can get a very sore neck if you're from my position.
Joseph Chambers, who's not on the pitch yet, on the court yet, he's another big fella for the United States of America. Big rangy player, but...
Nice rebound from Norris there. It's always a difficult skill to master when you're learning the game, tilting your chair. The chair is like your own body. You've got to use it to your advantage.
So effectively you're going back on yourself if you're under the basket.
Yep. Most of the time. Like, tilting is a skill used by most forwards to just try and get over that defensive hand so they can get a flick through, a nice flick of the wrist to pop the ball straight through.
And as well as the skill, it's dealing with the pressure that you're put under, the hands in front of you that are always being applied by good defense.
Yeah, but not just the hands, but the wheels as well. The wheels are very important. I was told when I was learning the game, hands on wheels, eyes on your man, don't look at the ball at all. Because the chair determines where they'll go, quite obviously.
Jason Nelms for the United States. Australia will come away through the aforementioned EVESON. Raucous crowd at the North Greenwich Arena. Love this sort of play by EVESON. It's going to get even louder.
Do not give him that free shot. Do not give him that free shot. Get a man out to him. Don't give him time.
He's a monster from the free shots, is he?
Yes, he scored. Like I said before, I saw him hit 3 against Poland, and he's got some range.
William Waller for the States. Stephen Serio there. It's going to get louder in this arena later on because, of course, the home team are playing.
Yeah, very big game against the formidable Patrick Anderson.
On the Canadian side, it's already looking a formidable performance by the Australian side. 6 points up inside 4.5 minutes. We'll take a time out, and who's going to be doing most of the talking here? Is it going to be Jim Glatch or Ben Etheridge, the Australian coach?
I think the Australian coach will just relax his guys, saying keep up the pressure, and Jim Glatch will want a little bit more ball movement. And there's been some great drives by Steve Serio, the man who was coached in Illinois, the famous basketball school, and you can see his experience just from being there. So I think they want a lot more from Steve Serio and players like Jason Nelms.
Players as well on the American roster who play their basketball outside of the States. Steve Serio plays in Germany for Frankfurt. Matt Scott, he plays in Turkey for Galatasaray.
Yep, Euro Cup winner, in fact, Francis. Done that this year.
He's the big number 8 for the United States.
Yeah, and is also a recognisable face if you watch any night commercials.
And we haven't seen him yet, but Josh Turek of the United States plays his basketball in Spain.
Yeah, I saw him play against Turkey. He had a very good game. Strong inside the paint. Could shoot behind that screenshot set for him. So, yeah, very good play. You will see him on the floor
good player
some
here.
point in the game.
Brad Ness is a man they're going to have to keep a very close eye on. Already made 6 points for Australia in this game.
Like I said, try and force them wide. Try and let them not. They're on the defensive end now.
This is Waller for the USA.
Jeremy Hardy with the shot there.
Sean Norris to
That's what I like to
EVESON.
see from Jason Nelms, up on Justin EVESON, even though Brad Ness he's got the hot hand in this early stage of the game. But that's what I like to see from Jason Nelms, out to EVESON, don't give him that space.
Serio, just talking about him earlier. Inside the paint.
Waller has also had some good, effective start, stroking, holding the ball up high, showing no fear. Just
EVESON
adding the
drives.
2 points. Great drive by EVESON, unlucky.
Lade for the States, number 6. EVESON will take a tumble. I was told a while ago, Nate, that these chairs, which cost the best part of
$3.5 grand.
$3.5 grand can sometimes not last too long, given the pounding they get at this level.
Yeah, they do take some hard hits. I was lucky enough to get sponsored for mine when I was playing. Very good chair, a very useful tool, very important tool, so you don't want that damage.
Tristan KNOWLES is on for Australia, the number 9. Brad Ness taking a breather on these sidelines.
Yeah, they'd want to give him a rest. They don't want to tire him out too quickly. Great decision by the Australian coach.
Jason Nelms for the States, looking on the far side for Waller. The other thing that we should mention as well, that if you haven't seen a lot of wheelchair basketball before, is that the likes of Jim Glatch are not only judging tactics, but they've also got to get the number of points per player, the classification points right as well, because each player, am I right in saying, is given a point score depending on their disability?
Yeah, well, if I use myself as Sean Norris is a 3. I play as a 2.5. No more than 14 points, otherwise it's a technical foul. If a technical foul is called, the team gets a shot at basket and possession.
Is this something that Glatch is going to be thinking of himself, or is his backup staff sort of saying, hang on, can't put this player on at this time?
I think coaches at this level are very mathematical with their players. They know their players inside out. So you rarely see in an international game a technical foul call because the coach has miscalculated the points.
Michael Harnett with 2 points for Australia. Got a 14-6 lead. 2:45 left on the clock in the first quarter. Eveson finding Harnett.
It's good play from Everson because they know he's hot at the minute. So if he finds an open teammate, he will pass that off. That's a sign of a good player. Not just always thinking about yourself, adding the 2 points, but trying to find that other option that will post points in on the scoreboard and create a scoring run.
Simmons is on for Australia. The number 11, Yannick Blair's gone off. Trayvon Jennifer on as well for the United States. This is Tristan KNOWLES for Australia. Eveson. Closed down he was by Jason Nelms. So as you were saying, Nate, keeping him at distance if you possibly can. But I guess the problem comes if you close him down, he's going to lay it off to somebody else.
Lay it off for somebody else, or experienced players like Sean Norris will spot a pick opportunity, a pick and roll. Is an offensive tactic used in basketball where the player gets behind the defender and then the offensive player makes a run, so the defender is stopped in its track, and then that creates a disadvantage. Picks makes points is what coaches will tell their
players.
Picks
make points, yeah. USA staying on the coattails of this talented Australian side. Jason Nelms, 2 points outside the paint, but this is Eveson again. Big man makes it look easy.
Just found the gap there in between Nelms and Trayvon Jennifer.
Justin Eveson plays for the Be Active Perth Wildcats in Perth in Australia. We got some great team names. Bill Latham plays for the Spinning Bullets of Brisbane.
They love their names, the Aussies.
Paul Schulte is with the Orlando Magic. There's a famous basketball name from Orlando in Florida, the number 14 for the United States.
Yeah, most of the wheelchair basketball teams in the States are adopted from the NBA teams, and they play in the National Wheelchair Basketball Association.
Tristan KNOWLES, the number 9 for Australia, plays for the Wollongong Rollerhawks. That's a pretty good name.
Pretty hard to say as well.
Yeah, I won't try it again. 16-8 to Australia in the first quarter.
Just called for a push on number 8, Michael Hartnett. He'll take a seat.
Brad Ness back on. Yannick Blair as well. Schulte looking for an opening. Nelms looking inside to Josh Turek.
They had a good inside look there, but it was just too high for Turek to get a hand to compose himself and add the 2 points.
Turek plays for Getafe in Madrid in Spain. Had some storming games so far, and that's a good basket on the far side.
Lovely stroke from Tristan KNOWLES.
Tristan KNOWLES, the number 9. It's a 10-point deficit. Knowles coming together with Trayvon Jennifer.
I think Knowles was called for a blocking foul there, just cutting off the path to the basket made by Trayvon Jennifer.
Something that they're pretty hot on penalising.
Yep, you can't cut that path off. You can't stop the player moving that chair in any way.
Well, so far so good for Australia. 18 points to 8 they lead at the end of the first quarter. United States 10 down and with a lot of work to do, but is it fair to say that the game plan for the United States is not entirely working for Jim Glatch?
No, they're getting the looks inside, like I said to Turek, they're working, picks make points, as I said, but it's just not, it's all about converting those chances. It is definitely all about hitting those buckets.
Make sure we stop that action. We're stopping the victim and the rules come in and show you right in. You guys got to communicate where everybody is, not just one or two guys. Let's go.
GB coach looking on.
Yeah, used to coach the Aussies.
Did he really?
Yeah. I think it was just before the Beijing Games. But yeah, he had a falling out with the Australian back team, I think, and he moved over to GB when Dave Titmuss retired. So they'll be watching on as they play Canada next.
Yeah, GB team
for a place in that gold medal game that they want so badly.
And I guess when it comes to Ben Etheridge, the Australian coach, and he has such fine players at his disposal, it's easier to coach great players, isn't it? He hasn't really got to do too much. He's not chasing the game like America are.
Like I said to you before the broadcast, if you have that talent, all you've got to do is nurture it. If you have that natural talent, they've got everything. This is why Australia and Canada are the top two in the world. They've got height, they've got smart players in setting those picks, they've got shooters, they've got speed. There's simply no weakness.
A lot for the United States to do in this second quarter. We're underway. Jeremy Lade. Paul Schultz, the captain, from the far side.
Schultz has also got some range, as he's proved in the past, hitting a famous shot in Sydney.
Norris to Hartnett. Turek's going to bring that away. Schultz again very much at the moment the creator, the playmaker. Jason Nelms.
Good ball movement from the USA to find that open shot, and they trust Nelms to make it, as he should do. He kind of likes that 15-foot baseline shot.
Norris inside to the big man.
As we see the lovely stroke from Jason Nelms. Nothing but net. Foul called on Jennifer, to the line for 2.
1 out of 2 for EVESON.
They have to box out the Americans. Box out is a term where you get in front of your man before he makes that cut to the basket to try and get the rebound off the missed shot. Otherwise, Brad Ness, people like Brad Ness will punish you every time. Have to box out the Americans.
Turek for the United States. Under pressure.
Just dropped.
Precious score, but they're still 7 points down.
Yeah, they really have to work in this quarter now. They don't want to let the lead slip too far away.
Sean Norris it is who bit the dust. Long attempt by EVESON. Turek looking for support. Don't forget there's a time clock as well on how long you can have the ball before you...
About 5 seconds for the Americans now. They finally get the inside job.
24 in total before you attempt a basket.
Yep. But luckily for them, Paul Schulte found a gap, exploited it and executed.
Clawing their way back into this game.
What's working for the Australians is second chance points, like you just saw there from Justin. They're trying to press him now, keep him in his own half, so the Americans have a slight advantage. Pass no good.
EVESON's made 7 points already today for Australia.
Holding foul was called there. That's basically a foul where they're in front of their man, but as they're pushing against their man, they're holding so he can't move. He's completely immobilized. I'm not sure who it was on. My apologies, but...
USA on the attack, 7 down. Gets a bit frenetic when you're coming to the end of that 24 seconds and the crowd let you know you've got to get a shot off pretty quickly.
Brad Ness just short there. The Americans trying to cover the loose ball. Throw it out of bounds. Jim Glatch doesn't look at happy man at all.
His team still in touch, but they're down by 7. Justin EVESON's going to take a breather. Bill Latham is on the number 5 for Australia. This is Tristan KNOWLES going to go for the 3 points.
Yes, fantastic bucket there from Tristan KNOWLES. Just gets his wheels over the line, which still counts in wheelchair basketball. Sinks the back of the iron.
Larde with the attempted immediate response for the USA, but Australia will come away. KNOWLES again at pace. Hartnett to KNOWLES, got his eye in.
And again, KNOWLES has come into this game pumped for this semi-final. Jennifer just trying to set that pick so Jeremy can roll off. Releases the ball first though.
Temp comes in and a good one too for the United States. Jeremy Larde with the score, his first score of the day.
And again, wow, wow. Tristan KNOWLES.
That's 9 points.
My God.
In about a minute for KNOWLES. Disheartening for the USA. They see the likes of NESS and EVESON on the court. They take a breather and this man comes along and rattles up 10 points very quickly. Terrific play from the man from the aforementioned Wollongong Roller Hawks of Wollongong in Australia.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you say that, before the end of this quarter.
You can try.
Nate Williams is with us. He's our basketball analyst, very experienced in this game, knows all the ins and the outs, knows characters like Jim Glatch. So we're listening to what he's saying to his team.
What we're doing, the one is we got him too far. We're giving him a lot of space.
Allow the screen to have a bit too much share contact or the muscle off.
Hey, Tristan not in. Hey, you gotta help on that weak side. Know where you help now?
USA.
There's a man who's on fire at the moment.
He certainly has the hot hand. 2 threes already for Tristan KNOWLES. Lovely stroke straight through the net. No doubt about it. Very confident at this point in the game. Eric Barber, very experienced player.
He's small in stature, Barber, but I tell you, he's got a big heart and he's got a lot of energy. I've seen him in previous games. Gets everywhere on this court, the USA number 4.
Yes, as we say, he's a bit of a whippet.
A whippet.
Oh, and just tilt. Great skill there.
Fabulous Nate Hines, who is on for Jason Nelms for the United States.
This tilt shot is becoming a bit of an arsenal in the international game. Seen Terry Bywater do it, Patrick Anderson.
Yeah.
Now some of the Americans.
William Waller. Schulte. Lade, number 6. Schulte again. Hines having another pop.
Second chance points for the USA and the foul.
Chance to reduce this deficit for the United States.
Yeah, he just caught his own rebound, felt a hit, posted it off the window. Referee blows, and he'll go to the line for 1.
Nate Hines, who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee, not too far from Chicago. Timeout chance for Jim Glatch and Ben Etheridge to talk to their squads.
Dictating to them what we get. We went too early off the seal here. We haven't even kicked the ball to Tristan. Slow down. Slow down. When we slow down, they make mistakes. They get nervous, jittery. Okay? We want the ball to go in. He's hit 12 in a row. Let him get set. Let him go over, let him get set. Let him go all the way out. 2 guys jumping. Then you 2 make your move. That gives you time at the top. At this end, one, 2, Hines shot the ball and continued his roll on the rebound. We did a great job. We didn't box out. Come on, go boys.
2-time gold medalist Australia, Atlanta 96. Last time out in Beijing in 2008 when they upset the Canadians. It's Bill Latham, the number 5, who plays for the Spinning Bullets of Brisbane.
Oh, I like that name.
We like all the Australian names here. All right, here comes Nate Hines. Chance to reduce that deficit. 31-23, 8-point lead. I tell you what, it wasn't for this fella pinging them in, they'd almost be level by now.
Yeah, you can't. That's the thing about basketball. When it plays on form like Tristan KNOWLES is coming into the game, you can't really help it. He's just hitting the shots, knocking them down. Couldn't that time though.
Lade on the far side to Waller. Schulte, the skipper, number 14, goes for it himself and delivers.
Great pick from Barber, creating that gap on the baseline for Schulte to get that shot out, up and down, through the net. Americans now trail by 6.
Michael Harnett, the number 8 for Australia. Barber hassling him. Lovely inside ball. Deserved basket as well. Yannick Blair.
That's the problem with defending high. You get picked out, and then there's all the space and time in the world to hit that layup. wouldn't drop for Nick Heinze.
Another attempted Tristan KNOWLES speciality long shot. Likes looming around on that line, looking for the three-pointers. So far, been better from further out, Nate, than he has closer in.
Yeah, he's just one of those players who's stroking the shots in and coming closer in. He's probably just putting too much mustard on the ball, as we say. You know, once you're used to that long range, you put the same amount of effort, and then once you move closer in, it's just too long, and it hits the back iron, and the other team get a rebound and get a chance to attack you.
Brad NESS is back on, so is EVESON for Australia. All the more reason why the Americans need to get points on the board for the likes of Jeremy Larday. Sean Norris on as well.
3 seconds called. If you're new to the game of basketball, remember in the painted area you cannot stay in there, you cannot set up camp for more than 3 seconds or the referee will give the ball to the other team.
Referee's rightly strict as well. I tell you what, the players are very good at. I've only seen a few times where the referees have called a foul for travelling. There seems to be a lot of discipline with the players. With just explain the travelling rule in wheelchair basketball.
The travelling rule it's similar to the one in the running game, where you're not allowed to travel without dribbling the ball for more than 2 steps. Well, it's similar, but we count in pushes. So if the player dribbles with the ball on his lap for more than 2 pushes, including turns, a turn counts as a push, then a travelling violation is called, and the other team will inbound from the sideline.
EVESON has got 9 points so far for his Australian side. Just maintaining that 6-point cushion against the USA. Inside the paint.
Nice high pick from Barber again.
Schulte to get his 8th point of this game so far. Norris on the attack for the Australian side. EVESON thought about the long one.
Lovely fake, but covered by Lardy.
Agonising for America sometimes when the likes of Norris go close. They're still in this, the United States.
Yep,
they're taking nothing for granted. And I guess the difference at this level, Nate, as well, is that you've got to take your chances. When you make the space, you make the opportunities. It's players like EVESON.
Oh, did he get that? Did he get that? What's the referee saying? Did he get that? Just flips it over the head and sinks in. Now watch the lights. Watch the lights. Does he throw it up? No. No basket.
The lights have the story. Fabulous effort anyway from EVESON. Just as we were saying, he's the sort of guy who takes his opportunities, even when he doesn't really have one. That's amazing.
Just flips it up and in, straight through. But the buzzer went, and it won't count because it hasn't left his hand in time.
Now, if it had left his hand before the lights came on,
yep, counted.
It would be good. He's doing his best to claim it. 23-17 in the second quarter score, 35-31 in total. It's at the moment advantage to Australia, but is it the advantage that we expected at this stage, Nate Williams?
I think the Australians have had the strongest of starts. Simply because of Brad Ness early on. He caught fire, he found that gap in the paint and he converted. And then Tristan KNOWLES comes off the bench, hits 2 threes. You know, when you're in that sort of form, you just can't help it. And then he tried again, and then he found a bit of cold shoulder, started missing some shots, started to put too much on the ball. But then Australia, they moved the ball around well, found the gaps. EVESON running the ball well up the floor and laying off some good shots from Norris.
Show you a bit of what happened in the first half of this game, where early on it was effectively even Stevens until the aforementioned big names got going. And NESS on this side. EVESON as well, who is the big number 4. Sean Norris there to NESS.
Well, it's what we call in a team a triple threat. You've got 3 players working fantastically together. Norris, NESS, EVESON. They're all working for each other, and it's a team game, so passes, picks, everything helps towards getting those points on the board.
All right, we're at the half-time stage. They're going to take a breather. A lot for Jim Clatcher of the United States and Ben Etheridge of Australia to have to say to their teams, and Nate and I will come back and talk to you come the second half.
Wonderful. I thought you two were brilliant. I wasn't sure about your dad though. Big talking. Taking a lot of that up there. And reminding back that when they're a bit older. Wonderful stuff. So, just on the 6 weeks, maybe, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to go special for you because you are also wonderfully entertained by the dancers. It's now time for you lot to dance, and we've got a special record for you. Dance crowd, see yourself up there, what's the move? Let's hear it again. Here we go, in the playground, keep going, dance and sing along to it, you know what to do.
We're trying to get this out of the way.
right at your short, instead of starting low, you start high. Back to Joe, you drive your side forwards. Short is using Brady off that elbow. Okay? Pull it back up. If you don't get under, then you're going to come back up. Right? Joe's going to work it up. Hey, we always knew they were going to make some runs. 31 points and a half, and this team is excellent. Okay, that's where we want to be. Right? Maybe 2 or 3 points. But defensively, we're good. We can be better. Bit higher in the line, chair on chair, make sure you
So, fans, about to come back out onto the court. Now we're about to get underway. So here comes our monitor. Are you guys ready?
So we're underway in the third quarter of this men's wheelchair basketball semi-final. Advantage Australia, but only by the 4 points. Battling performance by the American side so far in the first 2 quarters.
Brad Ness underway again.
Brad Ness scored 10 points in the first half. He's got another 2 to his name as his team go ahead. Justin Eveson weighing in with 9. Tristan Knowles with 10 points for the Australian side.
And already found a gap closed up by Hartnett.
United States on the offensive. Schulte and Heinz have been their top scorers with 8 and 7 respectively in the first half. Ness just unable to get on the end of that pass from Norris, but it's a 6-point lead. Lardia was with the foul. Sean Norris to Everson. Pass to Ness. Players who've been on this Australian squad since 2004 when they were together in the Athens Olympics where they got the silver medal. When one better 4 years ago did Ness and Everson.
And Norris.
Norris as well was on that side. Michael Harnett, Tristan Knowles, all in Beijing.
Yeah, they're a very close-knit team and well drilled by their Australian coach.
Yeah, he's not the most demonstrative of coaches, isn't Etheridge on the sidelines, compared to the likes of Galinica, the German coach of the German women's team, who gets very uptight sometimes.
Yes.
But he's an effective coach, Ben Etheridge, for Australia. Ness from distance. Mopped up by William Waller for the USA. Got support from Barber on his right-hand side. Back with Waller. Near side to Schulte. No quarter given between these players. They know each other well, of course, having already met in not only this event, but down the years in more than one event. Australia world champions as well as the Paralympic champions. But America, very much a basketball nation.
Yeah, they haven't won a medal since Sydney, but they actually won the first 6 championships, I think it was. So a very historic nation with a lot of basketball history.
Yeah, it went a bit quiet for them after Seoul. That was in 88. Michael Hartnett for Australia to EVESON. Puts on the gas. Inside ball.
Yeah, Norris just finds the gap there. Gets a pass off EVESON, just bumped in the back by Waller. Very clinical from the line. Norris has got a very good percentage in this tournament from the stripe.
Chance to go 9 points clear. Or rather 8 points clear. It stays at 38-31. Australia just starting to turn the screw a little bit.
Yeah, as you can see, Norris just wriggled his way past Nate Heinzer, found a gap underneath the basket, turned, controlled his chair, post one in off the window. She's a very important marker in the game.
Schulte to Waller. 7 point deficit. Norris looking for NESS, looking for EVESON.
So rather than
Sean Norris, EVESON inside.
yeah, he just mismatched there from Jeremy Lardy. Hines lost him, and Jeremy Lardy had to cover, try and make the top, the shot tough. Sorry. It's a bit static on the offense from the Americans. It's going here, then over there. They can't find a solid way in. It's just going over cross court, trying to move the Aussies around. And they just need to get back quicker on defense as well, as another easy 2 points for Sean Norris.
Starting to stretch away at the moment, Australia. See what Schulte can do about that. NESS goes long. Norris delivers.
Really punished by Sean Norris on the fast break. Jim Glatch is very frustrated, and I can see why.
So what has gone wrong for America in the first few minutes of this quarter? What has changed between the last quarter?
As you can see from this last play, it's just Norris picked up by nobody, allowed to roll for the easiest shot he'll probably get in the game. If America try, that's why Jim Glatch called a timeout. He just needs somebody to pick up Norris on the halfway rather than concentrate on who's got the ball underneath the basket.
But if America are committing too many men to the offense at this moment, surely is that the team decision, or is that Glatch's decision to have all 5 men going forward at any one time and not leaving anyone to cover the likes of Norris?
When you are in that team environment, it's sort of a bit of 50-50. They take in what Jim Glatch is saying, but they have to communicate with each other. And I think that's what's happening. That's why Jeremy Lardy got stuck with EVESON down low, because Nate Hines probably wasn't talking, saying that he'd lost his man.
Well, they've had a talking to from Jim Glatch. Have the United States. Lardy is is off for now. Stephen Serio is on, and I think I saw Joe Chambers as well.
Ian Lynch is on as well on the far side.
On the far side, the USA number 5, big rangy player. Very good from close quarters, Chambers, given the size that he has. Hulking figure. He's quite an evil-looking character, to be fair, but I understand he's a lovely bloke, Joe Chambers.
Oh, he's a really nice bloke away from the court, but obviously you don't want to show that to your opponents on the court. He has a mean game face, and he's 100% focused. Really tough player to guard for most people.
Eveson looking for a fast opening. Norris having a fine game so far for Australia. 9 points to his name. Contrasting faces of the two coaches there. USA on the attack. Jason Nelms. Inside ball, William Waller.
Referee's just talking it over. I think Waller just got bumped by Ness there. As he gets back, as you see, Ness comes clattering into the back of Waller as he tries to throw up the shot.
$15 points down, the United States.
I think that's why Joe Chambers has come on. He's obviously part of Jim Glatch's game plan. Save him for the later stages when it counts. But Sean Norris in that lane again, finding that gap and converting.
They're going to have to do something about Norris. But as you were pointing out earlier, if you're busy looking after the likes of Ness number 15 and Eves from number 4, you're leaving yourself open to the likes of Norris to pick you off.
And when the Americans can't find that inside like the Australians are doing ever so often, they go to that screenshot from Serio. Very clinical outside shooter, Steve Serio.
2 baskets for him today, Steve Serio. Norris again. Chambers is there. Waller brings it away. Serio up the middle. Jason Nelms is the number 12.
Very speedy player.
Chambers has got to do something. He's going to take a shot.
Counts. Yeah. Just got caught in between Norris's chair, drawing the contact.
Michael
on his
Harnett
way through. I think he clipped the back of Norris, or Hartnett might have pushed him.
So Chambers 4 points to his name already in this half, and the chance to reduce that deficit.
Norris on the break again.
Stays at 11. Knowles is on, number 9 for Australia. Man who got those 2 3-pointers in the third quarter. Eveson, interception. Chambers comes away. He's got support, he's going to go himself.
Nice fake pass from Joe Chambers. Confident driving to the lane for the layup.
Joe Chambers plays for the Golden State Sacramento in California. 6 points already.
And he's a big fan of the tattoo. Big fan.
He'd like a tattoo saying London 2012 gold medalist, I imagine, somewhere.
Yeah, the Americans.
Wouldn't they all? Australia have other ideas so far.
Two-time medalist, maybe, on Australia's arm.
Could be. 90 seconds to go in the third. Australia ahead by the 9 points. EVESON and Tristan KNOWLES playing a blinder. Norris as well, number 7. Having a superb
Great
game.
drive from EVESON there, spinning his way, finding the tightest of gaps, able to wriggle way through, and he gets fouled, throwing the shot up.
Dylan Alcott is on for the Australian side, number 13, just see inside the paint there.
There needs to be communication from Waller on that play there. Otherwise, Jason Nelms, who was going away from basket, could have covered.
EVESON so good from the free shots. Two out of 2 for the big man. Brad NESS is back on. EVESON taking a well-earned breather for now. NESS, the skipper, of course, veteran of the last 2 games. Silver in Athens, gold in Beijing. Chambers really making his mark on this American 5.
Good. Knowles, does that count?
Fairly expressionless face.
He's been good from range in this game.
He's been fabulous, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, you can see he scored 48 points last year in the home championship in Australia and was named the MVP, so very clinical scorer.
Talent all the way through this Australian side. But America scrapping hard to stay with them. They're still within 7 points. They've not let Australia get too far ahead. I think 11 or 12 is the furthest that the Aussies have been in the lead.
It's been a good fight from the Americans. I've been very impressed from their first game against Turkey, which they lost by 9 points. That was very scrappy and they couldn't get it together. But in this game, they seem to be pulling together, starting communicating now, which I've seen. Yeah, hopefully they can keep within the Aussies.
Well, Australia had a 10-point lead after the first quarter, 18-8 that score. United States coming back into it in the second quarter with 23 points on the board for them and a slight advantage by 3 points to Australia in the third quarter, as you can see. So 52-45 is the score. Jim Glatch's side are still in this. So the stats showing that Australia do have the the dominance, but it isn't enormous. Australia know that they're still in this. Joseph Chambers, since he came on, has been influential for the American team with 8 points so far to his name. Back underway in the fourth quarter, 10 minutes to go in this semi-final, playing for the right.
Lovely movement from Joe Chambers, trying to work on the high post instead of down low. Got the shot off, but couldn't hit.
Sean Norris, Brad Ness. Inside ball and a basket as well to Yannick Blair. 4 points for Blair today. America come away through Steven Serio. Saw him early on in the first quarter. Missed chance for William Waller.
Great vision from Steven Serio on that last play.
Tristan Knowles always lingering around that three-point mark to Ness on the far side. Oh!
Just dropped. It's always a nerve-wracking moment as a player when that type of shot happens.
Just to increase the agony for his opponents. I'll tell you later he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
56-45. Serio for the United States, looking for the big man Chambers from California. Getting a lot of pressure from Norris, back to Serio. Jason Nelms on the edge of the paint. Excruciating basket.
Yeah. It's always nervous. Will it go in? Do I need to get in for the rebound? You know, players are just sitting there watching.
And if you've thrown it, I guess you want to watch as well, don't you?
Yeah, you just want to see if it drops, see if you've got two more points to your tally. Thought about the screen there, Serio. Waller gets it instead and converts the 2 points.
Effective game for William Waller. Plays for the Cavs in Cleveland, Ohio. Tristan Knowles. Norris it is on the near side. Well, Jim Glatch getting quite exercised.
Yeah, he doesn't like the referees in this game, Francis.
Pressure mounting on his side. They're down 56-47. More phlegmatic Ben Etheridge, coach to the Australian side. Serio for the United States.
Looks like Joe Chambers got caught in the eye there. Being mauled by the Australian defence.
Yep.
Just tries to regain his vision.
Justin Eveson, the man who was giving him a fair bit of attention there, and still is, number 4 for Australia. Number 5, Chambers on this side. Eveson getting his paw in the way.
What I noticed about Jason Nelm's shot there is, like most guards I've seen, like to go from low on their lap to up high to the shot, but Jason Nelms can hold the ball up high, get some balance, and just get off that flick of the wrist, which you don't see most international guards do. They like to come from down low, up high, and then flick, follow through.
which is a good example of what you're talking about from Jason Nelms.
Yep, nothing but net.
1 out of 2. Substitution for Australia. Simmons is on, number 11. This is Knowles for once inside the paint. Sean Norris comes away. Knowles with that trademark.
Doesn't look like a trademark that time.
He wasn't on target then, but goodness, he surprised us in the third quarter with 2 fabulous 3-pointers. Serio for the United States. Knowles with Eveson making his move inside.
Lovely fake, working with Norris on the pick up top.
I'll tell you what I think is interesting about Eveson. Same can be said for Brad Ness as well, and perhaps you can explain just how good they are in the chair when actually they spend most of their time walking around.
The chair skills are vital, and yeah, most amputees are the most prominent chair users. Like it's difficult to explain. Like you said, they spend most of their time walking, yet they move so
well in the chair, yeah,
and energetic up the floor. But I guess it's just practice. It is just practice.
But someone who is in the chair all the time, you would think would have better chair skills than the likes of Ness and Eveson.
Yeah, well, if we match up Justin Everson, say, compared to Jason Nelms, Jason Nelms is obviously lower down, he's more dynamic, aerodynamic, and he can get up the floor, I think, faster than Everson. That's why we have all these small men with the whippets that do all these picks. So
like Eric Barber, you mentioned, of the States, number 4.
Yeah, he can move up the floor, he can get those picks, so we can get the big guys who are not as fast as them to move off the ball and get that gap in the paint for the shot off the glass.
But an extra skill, as we were saying, for the likes of Ness and Eveson, who aren't spending 24 hours a day in the chair. But then again, these are special chairs, aren't they? They're splayed wheels, reinforced.
Yeah, the wheels are actually at a slight angle, so it allows for quicker turning.
Yeah. And stability is important.
Stability is important. Like you see Norris here, he's got a new chair, I think, because when I watched him last year, he actually sat a little bit lower. So I think he's got a new chair just in time for London.
Joseph Chambers for the USA. They're 8 points down. They're still in this. Serio delivers for the United States.
Tough shot on the fadeaway. That's one of the hardest things when you're moving backwards. You have to put more flick on it, more backspin.
Something he did well.
Yeah, very well. It's
6
a great
points.
skill to have.
6 points for Serio today. Eveson knows he's got to get busy. Norris as well, being well marshalled by William Waller.
Oh, Brad Ness, swish, lovely sound through the net from the top of the key. Not his usual area, but still, if you have it that in your arsenal, then take it.
Exactly. Serio twisting, turning, getting a lot of heat from Ness and Eveson, and Australia will come away again. 8-point advantage. What can Jim Glatch do? What can he change in the last 3.5 minutes come the next timeout to
For me, it's all from the American side. I think it's all about chair defense, the way they angle their chair when they defend the Australians. Because if you see the Australian forwards, they're always finding that little gap and they're exploiting it, and they're faking their way through, wriggling their way through. And it's just discipline. It is all about discipline for the Americans now.
And getting the ball to form players like Chambers and Serio inside the paint.
Yeah, they work well on that side then. Good communication, good passing, moving the two players on the far side around, causing some confusion, and that gives them an easy basket underneath.
Norris to Ness to Eveson. 3 main men for Australia in this semi-final. There's all of the main men for America.
Just Joe Chambers called for a slap on Norris there. I'm sure he'll say he didn't mean it. Surely not.
Surely not me, referee. Michael Hartnett, number 8, is on for the Australian side. A couple of little worry lines appearing on Ben Etheridge's face a couple of minutes ago.
After he misses his shots, game. Run GB. It's there for you all day. It's been there all day. Right? Just set it up. Just set it up. Serial filled with water. We picked up the ball. Get Joe in. That'll leave you on the weak side. If they collapse, you'll be wide open for an open jumper. All right? Defensively, identify.
After the make, go 2 up just to control the pressure. Let them back out. If they get close to the basket, we need to foul. We have 2 fouls.
Jim Glatz, Tom Colwell, Melvin Jewett, the American bench.
To claw this back, they'll want similar plays like you saw with Serial and Chambers. They want that sort of work on those wings, if you like. And that's how they'll get back into this game. Even they've just got to hope Brad Ness, EVESON has got the cold shoulder at the minute. But as you see, Ness's last shot from the top of the key, which was very strange to take, he clearly isn't in the mood to miss tonight.
One out of 2 for Norris missed. Second one good. Every point at this stage valuable. Just over 2.5 minutes to play. Jason Nelms, Serio, looks for support inside the paint. Not a lot happening for him. He's going to have to go it alone.
Screen by Waller. Good tight screen sandwich between Norris and Ness, allowing Serio to get that shot off with space and time.
It's a 5-point game. Eveson inside.
Just foul called on Joe Chambers again. You have to be careful now. He's got 2. Remember, if you're new to the game of basketball, free fouls. Remember, if he gets 2 more, he's out the game. Similar to a red card in football.
Eveson delivers for Australia as he's done many times before. 7-point lead. Terrific play.
Shot. That is a tough shot. Holding up one-handed and just getting that deft touch to knock it through.
Using every millimetre that Joe Chambers possessed. Brings it back to a 5-point margin.
You just have the feeling that the Australians can work and hold on here, though. A rare turnover in the Australians in this game.
It's end-to-end stuff. Missed chances are vital, which is why baskets like that are so important for the United States and Joe Chambers. 10 points to his name today. 63-58 the score. Just over 90 seconds to play.
First jump is excellent, then we recover in. He's still got the ball, and we stay. So the next guy's got to go. Yeah? He's doing a good job, the first one, but then we stop. And he's just sitting there, eyeing it up. Okay? Get out there, cover in, push the next guy around. Okay? Let me do that flat. Yeah, you two. Yeah, let's jump. If Chambers is there, you stay big with him. Alright. So we stay there. Stops. Tempo, Tempo.
Joseph Chambers is everywhere for his team since he came on just after half-time.
Just gets mauled at the back there.
He's the player that Australia are going to be most concerned about.
Like I said, I think it's all a part of Jim Glatch. He didn't actually start the game, which was surprising, but he's actually brought him on in the later stages. And you can see how it's affected the scoreline.
Pressure throw for Joseph Chambers. USA back within 4 points. Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Smiles from the benches. Chambers.
Just great technique from Joseph Chambers up the line.
Chambers the man.
The man of the hour if USA turn this around and win the game. Not long now.
Not long now. Everything to play for. Norris and NESS and EVESON. No, they've still got to work hard. Yannick Blair with that basket.
He sort of like went in the paint undetected by the USA defense there. And
they're keeping their eye on so many players. Sergio thinks about it. Inside ball. What a dogfight inside the paint.
It's a dogfight, and it's also a very high-paced game, isn't it? Like watching the Australians, you're almost dizzy. You know, you got Norris running at the floor, EVESON. People that have great speed. So can they hold on to this 5-point lead? The Americans will foul now, trying to send the Aussies to the line, hoping that they'll miss the shot and get the next attack so they can claw back this lead ever so slightly, point by point.
Ian Lynch is the number 13 for the United States. Pressure now on Norris. Waller is going to come away with it for the USA.
3 man in the lane, Lynch.
Lynch it is inside.
"30 seconds may not seem much to the folks at home, but it's a lifetime in basketball, especially at this situation in the game."
Schulte is on. Waller is off for the USA. Chambers misses. He's done well so far from these free shots as EVESON. His team 6 points to the good. 25 seconds away from getting into that gold medal. Maybe the pressure gets to EVESON as well, Nate.
Yeah, they don't want him shooting a three. They don't want him moving with the ball at all. Try and find a player that can completely immobilise him.
Joshua Turek, I think it's the first time we've seen him today. Actually, second time he was on in the first quarter, wasn't he?
Yes.
Comes on for Stephen Serio. Schulte to Nelms. It's getting a bit desperate. That's all they can really do.
That was rushed by Nelms. That surprises me for me. I thought he'd work for that three, try and get some space rather than just chucking it up. You know, and I think that's the game for me. Australia have just done enough to hold on.
But if you're 6 up and there's 11 seconds on the clock, what are your options? It is 3 points.
Joseph Chambers just been given a technical.
Hey, listen. It's no shots. Rebounds play. You got a foul right away. You get the ball back down the court. We're looking at 1-2-3. Ball on the three. You two cross in transition. Bring one of those guys up. We got to get that three off quick.
Sorry, Francis, got my T's mixed up there. 2 fingers for a technical as they cross the tee, and 1 for a timeout.
All right,
sorry.
timeout as opposed to technical.
Yeah, sorry, got my T's mixed up. No, I was right. Sorry, technical foul. Yeah.
Against Chambers.
Yeah, sorry. No problem.
Chambers exhorting his team from behind. EVESON's back.
Yeah, those 2 shots hurt very much.
USA with the likes of Chambers and Schulte given their all in this game. Got within 3 points a few minutes ago of the United States, but desperation seeping into their game, and that just gives the likes of EVESON the chance to net those free shots, which he does with aplomb.
If there's any such thing as a positive loss,
this is it.
This is it. Yeah, definitely. Chambers and Serio have worked very well together.
2 out of 2 is a 10-point advantage to Australia.
Oh, hello.
Well, go out on a high, says Josh Turek. With that 3 points. He's got 5 for the day.
Just a quick fire shot off the glass, lines it up very nicely. Eagle eye with that top right-hand corner of the window.
It's the Justin EVESON show at the moment. 20 points he's got in this game so far, of the Australian total of 71.
Yeah,
Make
not
it
just in this game, but EVESON's had a fantastic tournament.
21 points for the big man from Perth. It's job done for Ben Etheridge and the rest of the Australian team. Brad Ness happy. His team have the chance to defend that gold medal. But for the American side, as you were saying, Nate, defeat, but a defeat with some class.
Yes. Like you said, go out on a high, fight till the very end, and that's what Americans did. I mean, look at the contrast between the first quarter and the fourth quarter. 20 points to 18, only 2 points ahead, whereas in the first quarter they were down 18-8, looking really deflated. But they worked and worked, they worked those picks, communicated well with each other, chair-to-chair defense, really scrappy game in the second half, and they were really unlucky not to trouble Australia today, and they're through to their third consecutive Paralympic final.
As we said before, the coaches have got to juggle the classifications of the various players they've got on court at any one time. Joseph Chambers made an enormous difference when he came on in the second half for the United States. Do you think we should have seen him a bit earlier? Would that have been possible for Jim Glatz to have brought him onto the team?
I think when you're a player of Chambers' calibre, they like to go into the game. They like to start. They like to hear the national anthem, knowing that they're going to start this game and they're going to start it strong. So I think if, like Australia, they had Brad Ness who did a quick-fire 6 points at the start of the game, if Chambers countered that, I think the lead would have been a lot closer in the first quarter than the 18-8 blowout that most people thought we were going to have. But a very strong fight back from the Americans in the second half. Jim Glatch will be pleased with that performance, and the crowd are absolutely happy with their national team.
Yeah, absolutely. So good win for Australia by 72 points to 63. It's what we expected. They've beaten them once already in this event. Australia defending champions and world champions as well. World champions 2 years ago, of course, here in England, in Birmingham. But America gave it their all, and at one stage, as our analyst Nate Williams was telling us, came close to getting back into it, mainly thanks to that terrific second quarter performance. Also pretty good as well in the third quarter. But the likes of EVESON and NESS for Australia, Sean Norris as well. And even, we didn't talk about him beforehand too much, but a veteran of the last two games, Tristan KNOWLES, I mean, he came out of nowhere, putting in the three-pointers, taking his team back into the lead just when they needed it, just when America were threatening. But semi-final goes to Australia next up, and the crowd are looking forward to this because it's a home crowd, of course. Canada against the home team, Great Britain, in the other semi-final. What can America take from this game, Nate?
I think they just the second half, definitely the second half. I wouldn't worry too much about the first half because I think Jim Glatch was just working out formation, see in which play, because we saw Trevon Jennifer early and then we never really saw him again. So obviously Jim Glatch realised he's not feeling it today, and I need to get another player on who can produce for me.
Well, it's a difficult juggling act for any coach to surmise how his players are feeling, how they're performing, and of course especially in this event when they've got to juggle the classifications as well. So credit to the likes of Ben Etheridge and Jim Glatch and the other coaches who have to put all this together. But at the end of the day, it is Australia who go through. Story of the game was that Australia were decisive in the first quarter, 18-8, taking a 10-point lead. The Americans, well, they started with confidence, but Australia soon blew that confidence away. 23-17 was the score to the United States in the second quarter, far better from them. Australia ahead by 3 points in the third quarter and by 2 points in the last quarter. The likes of EVESON with his 21 points. Influential for the Australian side. Norris weighing in with 15. Brad Ness as well, the skipper, with 16 points. And at the end of the day, it was too much for the American side, who gave it their all from start to finish. Going into the last 3 minutes at one stage, they were within 3 of Australia, who then, just as they've done 2 or 3 times already in this game, up to the ante, turned up the gas and ran out winners by 72 points to 63. They now play for the gold medal, the winners of Canada against Britain in the next semi-final. From myself, Francis Collins, and from Nate Williams at the North Greenwich Arena in London, we'll talk to you when the next semi is on the air. Stay with us.